Hello. Um, I'm back, but I'm back for a different thing this time. I'm back to study for my lab practical exam, which is actually in 2 hours. But I'm just not gonna let that deter me from studying because I've been studying. So I already wrote like 6,000 pages of notes. Like, yeah, bro, yeah. So that's a lot of notes to go through. So I'm gonna just go to my study guide that I have my made study guide, and then I'm gonna go through it real quick. This is gonna be a really quick study session. And by quick, I mean like 1 hour, or it should be like 1 hour 20. But I shall put an alarm just so I know when to shut up and go to school. All right. So at 9:20, I should stop, is basically what I'm trying to say. Okay. So this is going to be through on labs like 1 through 7. So we're going to go to the first lab. So the first lab is about protists, and I'll pull out my notes. Here. So we gotta know that they're basically eukaryotes, and they're mostly unicellular, but they can be multicellular. There's 3 groups of protists. There's protozoans, algae, and there's like plasmodial like slime molds, right? Or like there's just slime molds, sorry. So in protozoans, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 phyla. So there's euglenozoa, and euglenozoa are flagellates. So they have like a slow, like spiraling motion because they have flagella. And an example of these are trypanosomes, and they're responsible for African sleeping sickness. And there's also Euglena, the I think genus or whatever. I don't know, but basically important thing is trypanosomes are responsible for African sleeping sickness and the CC fly, I think. So yeah, oh yeah, these are in protozoans, which are animal-like. So they're modal and heterosexual. Sorry, hetero trophic. Sorry. Oh my gosh, what is up with me today? Okay, and then we have gymnamoeba. These are amoebas, and they have pseudopodia, which is like fake feet, and they have a slow oozing movement. So yeah, amoeba has a oval grainy cytoplasm and food vacuoles. And gymnamoeba basically means naked amoeba, or naked and changing. We have Ciliophora, and yes, these are ciliates. We got Paramecium. It has a darkly stained macronucleus, and I believe this is what is used for. I actually don't know. Let me go check. I actually wrote notes for this earlier on because I remember I made a review for the lab 1. I just didn't. I just stopped doing it because I was being dumb. Oh. Well, I mean, I guess there was no notes I had on that. Just Paramecium is associated. Just know that, I guess. So hair bearer means that's what ciliophore means, flora. And then we have Apicomplexa. So these are 4 spore-forming parasites. There's Plasmodium, and it causes malaria. That's really scary. We don't like that. And then we got Foraminifera, which this is a marine type of protist, and it has a spiral and calcareous test, and basically like calcium material, and it's like a really strong type of test. And a test is basically a shell. So these tests have like chambers and pores. Yeah. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. Yeah, so you can see a whole bunch of holes. I think like there's just a whole bunch of holes in the pores and stuff. And then radiolera is like a siliceous test, so it's glass-like. So the pictures of that it should be kind of like shiny, you know, like it'd be shiny. hmm And basically, these are transparent, fragile, and usually when you see them, they're in fragments because they break easily. So let me go over the picture. So euglenozoa, we got trypanosomes, and since we're talking about African sleeping fever, it should be like you should see like a whole bunch of cells that have like purple cells that have like things inside of it. Like I don't know, there's like purple pigment inside of it. And then we got gymnoamoeba. Amoebas basically kind of look like a little, amoeba sisters. Yeah, that's what it looks like. We got ciliophora, and so ciliates should have like little hair. All right. Well, I don't know what that is, but you should know it just has a little hair. And there's sorry, with a sorry, with a darkly stained macronucleus. And then apicomplexa, we got paramecium, which is like malaria, I think. Nope, not paramecium. I already talked about paramecium. Plasmodium. It causes malaria. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. Where is apicomplexa? You don't have a picture of that on here. Fake. Sorry. Let me go search up a picture of it. Oh, so they do have a picture of it. It just makes no sense. Okay, so should be a whole bunch of picture with then what is oh my gosh, it's fake. I got a hater. A hater sent me this review slideshow. Okay, so I got it now. So the trypanosomes, they have flagella, right? So it should look like a bunch of cells, but like like they have pink little like wormy looking like ruffle things on the outside. However, the apicomplexa plasmodium is the cell that has like purple pigment on the inside. There you go. Okay, anyways. And then the foraminifera is the one with the spiral shells. So it's like for example, like seashells, I think. And then radiolaria, it's like clear, or like it should be like microscopic. You see a whole bunch of holes in it. But the foraminifera, like you should see like seashells, and you should be able to see on the outside. Okay, moving on, we got algae. They're plant-like, which means they're photosynthetic. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 phyla. We got chlorophyta, which is like green algae, and I think we gotta know only 3 of these 4, or 3 of these like 6. Oh well, I'll just go over all of them. So chlorophyta is the green algae, and is the largest, most diverse phylum of algae. And they can be unicellular or colonial, and they can be filamentous or thallus bearing, meaning like there's no true like leaves or whatever. It's just a little body. So we got chlamydomonas, and it sounds like chlamydia, but actually it's not chlamydia, bro. It's just a motile and unicellular pigment with a pigment eye spot, clear nucleus, 2 flagella. So I don't see it here, but oh, I found it. Oh, it looks like a bug. It looks like a green cell with like a clear nucleus and then 2 flagella, basically. We have gonium and volvox. So both of these are motile and colonial. However, gonium is flat and held by gelatinous material, and volvox are more like dimensional, so they're actually large spheres with like daughter colonies on top, and you would need a depression slide as opposed to a regular slide for the gonium. So volvox is like, it looks like a you know, one of those like wedding balloons where it's like clear on the outside and then you see like little balloons on the inside. That's volvox, I believe. Yeah, that's volvox is a party balloon. And then gonium should be, you just see a whole bunch of cells next to each other, I believe. I don't really see a picture of that on here, but it's whatever. So we got hydrodiction. It's non-modal and colonial. These are multinucleate cells separated by cross walls. So basically, it looks, it's my favorite thing on earth. Like, sorry. They look so satisfying. They look like honeycomb. So, what is it called again? Hydrodiction. So it's like, sorry, this is an ugly at picture, but but basically it's like this, right? And then these are the cells, and then this is like the stuff in the middle, like the cross walls or whatever that make up. Oh my gosh, my voice is dying. I don't know why, but they make up the multinucleate cells. Okay, so next, oh my gosh, I can't believe how I'm gonna get this done in an hour. This is gonna be crazy. If I pass this exam, I don't know. I deserve cake or something. Okay, so the next part of the phyla, I don't know. But we have Oregonium, and they're also non-modal and or no, they're not colonial. They're unbranched filamentous, and it actually looks alike bamboo. So let me see if I can find a picture. So yeah, underneath a microscope, it looks like bamboo, and they're just like the thallus. So it kind of looks like it's a plant, but it's not really. Well, it's algae, so like it looks like that, and then there's like little like lines. So yeah, that is Oregonium. How am I supposed to remember that? Okay, so to review here, I'll review after I go through ova. So ova is multicellular, relatively large flat tissue like a sheet, and it's isomorphic alteration of generations, and it's also known as sea lettuce. Okay. Oh goodness. Okay, so let me go through all the chlorophyta type of like phylums or whatever, or genuses. So okay, so Chlamydomonas is not chlamydia, but unfortunately it's not chlamydia, but it's kind of like plant chlamydia because it looks like, I don't know, it looks like a a weird like green cell with a clear nucleus and then two flagella. So like green cell, clear nucleus, two flagella. Gonium is like a group of like green cells. Volvox is like a party balloon with like balloons inside of it. Hydrodiction is, I just went over this. Please don't. I don't want to look at the slide and then like, I don't want to cheat. I want to know. I want to be smart. Okay, it's I know this. Oh, it's the cells with, it's the multinucleate one. Yes, multinucleate cells separate by cross walls. I knew it. Okay, and then the oregonium is the one that looks like bamboo, and then the ulva is the sea lettuce. Got it. I'm so smart. I am so smart. Okay. Next phyla is Phaeophyta. These are brown algae, and they include marine seaweed and kelps. So these are the regular like sea beach seaweed that you see, and they can have large multicellular complex bodies with a flat blade, a stipe, and a holdfast. So the blade is like the leaf or whatever, and then the stipe is like the stalk of the you know, it's like the stem, you know, if it was to be like a regular plant. And the holdfast is like kind of like on the bottom, I think. It's either on the bottom or in the middle. I'm not sure, but I don't think you need to know that, so don't worry about it. We got Rhodophyta, which is red algae. And oh, how do you know the difference between Chlorophyta, Phaeophyta, and Rhodophyta? It's just a color. If it's green, then it's chloro. If it's brown, then it's pheo. Well, if it looks like seaweed, then it's Phaeophyta actually, because I mean not all seaweeds are brown, but Rhodophyta is red, and you can see them in press specimens and stuff. They're multicellular and marine, and they're interwoven cells often found in deep waters. Why? Because they absorb green, blue, and violet light waves very, very well. And they can also be seen in tropical waters. And we're done with the algae. Okay, we're going to move on to slime molds, which just include the phylum Myxogastrida. I don't know how to say that. But anyways, slime molds are fungus-like. So we got the protozoans, which are animal-like. We got algae, which is plant-like, and then now we have slime molds, which are fungus-like. And why are they like that? Because they produce fruiting bodies, and they disperse spores. The fruiting bodies, not well, the slime molds do, but the fruiting bodies of the slime molds produce spores. A little bit more specific than that. So the phylum Myxogastria, these include plasmodial slime molds. That sounds nasty, and guess what? It does look nasty. They ooze on the forest floor. Ooze is a crazy word. Ooze is a crazy word. I'm not gonna use that anymore. I'm just gonna say like they move on the forest floor. So they're non-walled multinucleate masses of protoplasm called plasmodium. And plasmodium is actually a feeding stage, and in harsh conditions, they produce sporangia, which is like fruiting bodies. So an example of this is Fusarium, and it's yellow, and it kind of looks like it's like feeding on oatmeal. So it's kind of strange. So like here, let me draw it out for you. So this is a rough. This is a rough example of what Myxogastrida looks like. So it's just like a little like, that's the slime mold, right? A regular slime mold in the plasmodium stage, right? But in harsh conditions, they will produce these nasty looking fruiting bodies that look like this. It's really gross, bro. And they're yellow, which is even grosser. And I don't know, in the lab manual pictures, it looked like it was eating on like oatmeal and stuff. Like I don't know, it was like some greasy, slimy stuff that I don't really want to be a part of. And I wasn't gonna be a part of it, but now I am because I'm being tested on it. So just know that you don't really need to know anything else. One thing I will say is we kind of touched on plasmodium earlier on in Protist, and it's actually right here. Let me see if I can find it. Right here, Apicomplexa. So plasmodium in Apicomplexa protozoans, that is an actual like genus, and it causes malaria. But don't get that confused with like the plasmodium, lowercase plasmodium term for a feeding stage of the Myxogastrida slime molds, because they're two completely different things. Okay. Let me see if I touched on everything on this review slide. Yeah, I touched on pretty much everything. Oh, well, I have not gone through the life cycles before, and I don't really plan on doing so. So let me move on to labs 2 and 3, which are plants. Oh, I hate plants. So we got 2 types of plants. Well, we got 3, actually. I'm joking. Well, we got 4, but for now we have 3. So we got non-vascular plants, seedless vascular plants, and gymnosperms. So first, just to know that they're eukaryotic and they all go through sporic meiosis, also known as alternation of generation. Sorry. And so the non-vascular plants are bryophytes. So there's three. Do I have to know? Oh, yes, I do. I do have to know this. Okay. Okay, so there's 3 phyla. So there's Bryophyta. Okay, so they're all known as bryophytes. So the Bryophyta is a specific phylum of the bryophytes. So just note that. So there's Bryophyta, Hepatophyta, and Anthocerophyta. So Bryophyta, they're called true mosses. So they have protonemata, which are multicellular filaments formed by gametophytes. Man, these are all big words that I don't really know. Okay, anyway. A gametophyte is haploid, gamete forming, and a sporophyte is diploid, spore forming. Hey, I wouldn't know that. I don't know how to remember that. Okay, anyways, sporophyte consists of a foot, a seta, and a capsule. So it kind of looks like, well, I can't really show you that, but anyways, so the foot is on the bottom, obviously. The seta is like a stalk, and then a capsule is like a little like like a dewdrop looking thing, and it has a sporangium in it, and it produces spores and stuff like that. Okay, so the MNIUM Antheridial head looks like it's dark blue. So that's like the male head, and then the archegonial head is teal and looks like a crab. So just know that. So bry means to spout, and then phyta means to plant. So basically, it's like a spouting plant. Pretty cool. Hepatophyta liverworts. Why are they called liverworts? Hepat means liver. Gemma cups. Okay, so what these look like? They look like. Okay, well, actually, let me go to. I'm getting ahead of myself. So they're gemma cups, and they produce gemma, which are small outgrowths that develop into new plants. And antheridophores look like discs, and then archegoniophores they're umbrella shaped underneath a microscope. So yeah. So the phylum is not phylum. The genus is Marchantia, I think, and it looks like kale. It looks like kale. So like, why does it look like kale? Because I don't know why it looks like kale, but I just know it looks like kale. So it looks like kale or like just something you could eat, honestly, but you kind of don't want to eat it because there's like discs looking things. It looks like the like those tennis rackets that have little suction cups like for kids, and then like when you like hit it around, like the suction cups like suck the balls, like the tennis ball, like it attaches to anyways. It looks like that, so it kind of looks nasty. You don't want to eat the kale. It's not really fun. um Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Okay, and then we have Anthocerophyta. Anth means flower, cera means horn, phyta means plant, so it's like a horn flower plant. But anyways, they're called hornworts, and they have sporophyte and gametophyte. Um, both of them. Okay, yeah. So they look like green beans. So just know Bryophyta kind of look like they're like mosses and stuff. So it's like moss, and then there's like a foot set of stalk, and then the Hepatophyta looks like kale with like cups and stuff. And you like I guess how you would know is it kind of looks like a liver. I guess I don't really see where you're going. Like I don't see where it's coming from. But I mean, like, hey, like if you wanna call it liver. Oh, I guess it's because the top. Okay, so on the outside they look kind of strange, like kale with discs, but underneath the microscope, so the antheridial head looks like a little mushroom, but like a flat mushroom, right? But the archegonial head, it looks like a mushroom, but it like goes down. So I guess that's what they're talking about when they talk about like liver horse. That sounds kind of nasty. Okay, anyways, Anthocera phyta is oh well, what's going on with the little flat flower? I thought it was. Oh, okay. Give me a second. Is that what it's supposed to? Okay, so I have some more things about Hepatophyta. Okay, so like, okay, apparently the antheridiophore of the Marchantia Hepatophyta genus, it looks like a flat flower, like on the top, and then like the archegoniophores, it looks like weed, but like it lays flat, so it just keeps looking like an umbrella. Like everything is just umbrella like about this Hepatophyta thing. Like there's mushrooms, there's umbrellas. I just honestly think everything looks like the same. So yeah, whatever. Okay, seedless vascular plants. Is it time for that? Oh, it is time for seedless. Okay. So, seedless vascular plants, they have xylem and phloem. And what are these? These are vascular tissues that help with, vasculating, I guess. I don't know, breathing and stuff, nutrients. Give me a second. Let me set this down. Okay. So, xylem is for water and minerals, and it flows up only, but phloem is like for carbs, and it flows like either up or down, depending on like the plant's needs and stuff. So, I would say like There's nothing that really. I guess xylem we could. Okay, well, the best analogy I could have for this is xylem is kind of like oxygen in us. Like just pretend. Okay, so just stay with me. Okay, so xylem is kind of like the oxygen, like the lungs that help us like um like flow oxygen and stuff, but like it only flows up, I guess, like up and down through our lungs or whatever. That's not true, but you know what I mean. And then I guess phloem would be like our blood because it goes literally everywhere in our body. So I would say that's the closest thing I could compare that uh the plant's functions to human function. But anyways, that's not really too important. We got a few phyla to talk about, four of them to be exact. Yeah, and then also the life cycle of ferns I don't know. Mhm. Okay. So first we got the Lycophyta. These are club mosses. Why do we have more mosses? We already got Bryophyta. Anyways, we got Lycophyta, which are club mosses. I'm gonna take my AirPod out. So Astrobolus is a cluster of sporophylls. They're cone-like. So basically, Astrobolus is a cone. Just remember that. And then there's two types of Lycophyta. There's one that grows in moist areas, and then there's one that grows on granite. And the one that grows on granite is called a resurrection plant. I guess it's because it looks dead as frick. Like, here, let me see. Well, I don't really see the resurrection plant, but I just know that Lycophyta has a little like cone-like structure on the top, and it looks just like a moss, pretty much. Like there's nothing really much to talk about here. Like it's just that. I mean, there's a moss, and then there's like a cone-like shaped head, and I can't see the resurrection plant because it doesn't exist. I guess there's no resurrection for us right now. Anyways, we have they're Heterosporus. The Selaginella, megaspores, and microspores are in the strobolus, so it's heterospores, meaning they produce both of the sexes of spores in the same place. And like means hook, and phyta means plant. So it look, I guess, like a phyta has a hook. Is that like a phyta, or is that like I don't know. How was I supposed to know? You label it like terrible. Okay, let me search up a picture just for us. Okay, well that was the correct picture. Okay, I got it. No more investigating needed. Okay. We got Phyta. They have no true leaves, but they're dichotomous branching plants with yellow bumps. It basically looks like a plant with an STD. Yeah. But the bumps are sporangia actually. And Xylotum is a genus of that. Oh yeah, Psilocybin is called whisk ferns. I don't know why they're called whisk ferns. Maybe they don't even look like whisk. They just look like STD plants. So yeah, just know Psilophyta is STD plants. Lycophyta is like just regular moss-looking things. Bryophyta is true mosses. They got like three parts to it. Hepatophyta is the mushroom stuff, and the Xerophyta have green beans. They're green beans, literally. They're like straight standing vertical green beans. Next, we got Arthrophyta, which are horsetails. Arthro means jointed, phyta means plant, so it's like a jointed plant. This one actually does kind of look like bamboo, but like not underneath a microscope. Like it looks like bamboo outside. Like imagine you have like a crabgrass, right? And you took out all of the grass parts, and you just have a little like stem. That's basically Arthrophyta. And yeah, it has a hollow stem with nodes, internodes, and strobilus, which is a cone. So here, let me see. I can find a pic. Well, I can't see the pic of the strobolus, but I do see the picture that kind of looks like bamboo, honestly. But the nodes are basically parts like the middle, like parts that divide, and the internodes are like parts between the nodes. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, they're homosporous and they have hygroscopic elaters. I actually made my backpack discussion on hygroscopic elaters, and they're pretty cool. They look like spiders. I don't like spiders, but I honestly like hygroscopic elaters because basically they're like these things, like these. Okay, so in Equisetum, the spores are like surrounded by like four little like strands of elaters, right? And they are influenced by the moisture in the air and the absorption of moisture in the air. So when the elaters absorb moisture, they kind of like curl up around the elater, right? And then when the air like stops having moisture, I believe it's either that or the reverse action of that. But anyways, I think when the air dries up, the elaters actually unfurl, and it kind of like causes a little like bounce, like a little jump. And basically this helps kind of like transport the spore into different places, which I think is very useful for the plant, but really nasty looking when you're looking at it underneath a microscope and you're seeing these things happen. And it looks like jumping spiders, and I want nothing to do with it. Okay, next, we're moving on to Pterophyta. Ptera means wing, phyta means plant. These are ferns, and rightfully named because ferns kind of look like wings, or like they have like wings, I guess. And give me a second. Yeah, ferns are they have wings. Anyways, the largest group of seedless vascular plants. Their spores are born in sporangia clusters, which are called sori. And guess what? It looks like freckles. Looks like plant freckles, like on the underside, I believe, of ferns. There's like dots, and yeah, sori's like kind of like one sorus is kind of like a freckle, and the protonema, which the plural is protonemata, which is again the filament of cells, develops into a flat heart-shaped prothallus. So it looks like a heart, like literally looks like a heart, and I think it has like little like rhizoids in the end or whatever, and ultimately into a gametophyte. Okay, so the antherida are near the rhizoid, so like the bottom of the prothallus, and then the archegonia are near the notch of the lower prothallus. Notch? Well, I'm not sure what the notch is. I guess they're there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it. So the story look like dots. Oh, I already talked about it. And a bursting worm. Oh. Okay. So like underneath the microscope, the story kind of look like bursting worms. It's kind of funny. Well, it's not funny. It looks kind of gross. But I mean, I wish I could like post a picture or something like that, but I can't. So only I have to suffer through the consequences of looking at the story underneath the microscope. Okay, we're gonna talk about gymnosperms now. Oh goodness, we can't talk about gymnosperms if I have no voice. What are we on at? Oh, we're on 30 minutes. Oh goodness. Okay. I gotta get through this. Oh goodness. Okay. Gymnosperms are naked seed plants. They have no fruit. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4 phyla. We got Cicadophyta, which so wait, give me a second. Let me review this for a second. Okay, so Lycophyta, these are like so these are the mosses, right? Yeah, and then they have the little cone of the and then Psilophyta is like the STD plant. Arthrophyta looks like bamboo. Pterophyta. Arthrophyta also has hygroscopic elaters. Pterophyta is a fern and has sori and the prothallus. Okay, cool. Gymnosperms. Okay, so the Cicadophytas, they look like palm trees in a fern collab. So what I mean by this is, so like, imagine like a palm tree, right? Like like I don't know if it's a coconut or palm tree. I'm dumb. So like basically there's a trunk, right? And it kind of looks like a pineapple. It's like kind of spiky, and they have like palm leaves. But no, these leaves look like ferns. Like that's what I mean by like a palm tree X fern collab, because that's Cicadophyta. I have no idea what any Like no other information of that. There's just Cycas and Zamia. That's all I know. Cicadophyta. Okay, Ginkgophyta is deciduous and dioecious, which means it sheds leaves, and there's separate male and female sporophytes. The ginkgo biloba is the only living species, and they're also called maidenhair tree leaves. So the leaves look like petals. It kind of looks like something you could eat, but honestly, I don't know. They look like fans. Like the leaves kind of look like fans. It's kind of cute. Anyways, Netophyta, the Ephedra is the is a genus of that, and actually it's a source of ephedrine, which is really nice because I like drugs. So it looks like a small spiky grass, and it should the thing should be dried. So I guess yeah, and I don't know how to remember it, but like Netophyta, it looks like a net kind of because it's like dried grass. I don't know. Coniferophyta, I guess. It sounds exactly like it is conifers. They have the genus Pinus, and they always have strobili, which are cones, present. So we got the staminate and pollen cone. Staminate cone, and also known as a pollen cone, they're male, and the ovulate cones are female. And the micro/megaspores are produced in micro or megasporangia, respectively. Pollen grains develop pollen tubes that help transport sperm. The micropyle is the opening of the pollen tubes to the pollen grain, and you can see the pollen grains in longitudinal section. They look they kind of like. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, homospory and heterospory. I guess homospory. Okay, so if you see like elaters and you see just like kind of like singular spores, that's homospory. If you see heterospory, it kind of looks like a little like branch, and it kind of looks like, I don't know, it looks like branch, and then it has like a whole bunch of like spores. Why is there a picture of a bean there? I don't know. Okay, so there's like branches or whatever. Oh my gosh. And then we got like different type of spores. They kind of look, I don't know. It looks like garlic for me. Like garlic cloves, but like imagine like a tree and like branches, and then like each branch, I guess like part, it has like a garlic clove. Okay, whatever. We're gonna move on to the, oh, that's not what I was looking for. Well, I don't know where it is now. Well, I was just trying to explain the picture of the pollen grain, because a pollen grain looks like a boob. That's the only way I can explain it. And like basically the micropyle is like the nipple. Anyways, just know that micropyle is opening of pollen tubes, and we're gonna move on to the next one because I don't have time for this. Wait, where did I put my? I am definitely super organized today. This is a definitely organization day. Okay, I need to clean my room when I get back. Okay, so we're gonna move on because we don't need to talk about this anymore. Angiosperms, flowering plants. I love flowering plants, but I don't like learning about them. Okay, so lab 4. Oh, well, the good thing is we only have one phylum, which is Anthophyta. And, but there's a lot of information on it because, look. Okay, this is going to be talking more about, like, fruits and flowers more than just, like, you know, kind of like genuses and stuff. So there's 2 types of seeds, or 2 types of seed leaves, or plants or whatever. Okay, so monocots are plants that have 1 seed leaf. And a seed leaf is a cotyledon. I'm gonna call it a seed leaf, but you already know what it's supposed to look like. So just don't. I don't know how to say yeah, I'm just not gonna go into it. Okay, so usually flower parts are grouped in 3, and they have a parallel venation. And the eudicots are also formerly known as dicots. They have 2 of them, 2 seed leaves, and their parts are in multiples of 4 or 5, and they have a net-like venation of vascular tissue. And there's 4 whorls that make up a flower that attach the flower to the receptacle. So the receptacle is kind of like the All right, we're gonna have to draw this out. I'm gonna draw this out. This is easier to talk about if I draw it out. Add nation. Okay. I have been talking very fast today. I don't know how I was able to do that. I had no sleep last night. Hope I'm making sense to myself. Well, as long as I make sense to myself and then I do good on this test, it doesn't really matter. Okay. This is a very ugly flower. I can't do this. There we go. Yeah. And then we got these little things. Okay. Okay. Very messy drawing, but that's nobody cares. Okay, so here's the drawing of the flower. See, I prefer like these types of flowers. You know, not these types of flowers, but this is what we have to deal with for biolab. So just suck it up. And here is the four whorls of a flower. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the sterile parts first. Where is the sepal? Where's the sepal? Did I not draw it? Oh, you're something. You're something special. Okay. I got it now. Okay, so this is a flower, right? You got this the stem right here. So these are the little like. Since I actually have flowers here, I'm gonna show you. So this is the stem. These little parts here are not leaves; they're called sepal. They're a sterile part of the flower. That's this right here. The little like kind of like addition, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, petals are also sterile. These are petals right here. We got two parts that are fertile, however. And okay, so the sepals are called the calyx. I don't know why. And then the corolla is called the petals. How are you gonna memorize this? I don't know. The sepal and calyx just goes together. I don't know. And then I don't know if you have a corolla. There's petals on a there's a petal on a corolla, I guess. So that's how you know. Anyways, we got two parts. There's a female and a male part. The androecium is fertile and it's the male part, and the gynoecium is fertile and it's the female. So the androecium is stamen. So this is this right here, the little teeny tiny. Well, this is a bad flower to show you that has stem. I don't have any flowers with stem. Sorry, I have roses, daisies, and a sunflower. They don't have like. I guess these would be the stem. I don't know. Anyways, you know, like a regular flower, they have like teeny tiny stamens right here, and it consists of a filament and anther. This entire thing consists of the stamen. Okay, and then we have the female one. We got the ovary, style, which is kind of like the little up part right here, and then the top is called a stigma, and the ovary has ovules. The entire thing is called a carpel, and that is a flower. Okay, let's move on. There's different types of flower structures. There's complete, which is all four parts are there. Incomplete, which means one or more whorls are absent. Perfect is it has both of the productive parts, and imperfect means missing one or both of the productive parts. But I don't think they would miss like both the productive parts, because why would you do that? Like that's weird. Anyways, there's two types of like flower parts. So usually conation is fusing within a whorl, and then adnation is fusing between whorls. So like conation is if two petals are like fused together. Because you know how like daisies, this is an ancestral feature, so like they're separate, right? If these eventually evolve and both of these petals fuse together, that would be a derived characteristic called um well it's just like it's just derived, honestly, because fusing is just not, it's just it's just not ancestral. Anyways, adnation is fusing between worlds, meaning like the sepals and like flower petals are fused. So yeah, it's like that. Okay, so there's either radial or bilateral symmetry. Example of radial symmetry is this. Bilateral symmetry would be uh like I guess this, I guess. I don't know. This. Because you can only draw a line through one part of it, and you can't draw a line through any part of it to make it symmetrical. So fruits are formed through the pericarp, which is the ovary wall, and it's divided into the exocarp, mesocarp, and endocarp, which is outside, middle, and inside, respectively. And fruits can be either simple, meaning derived from one pistil, aggregate, separate carpels, or multiple, or like from multiple flowers. So they can be either fleshy or dry. Okay, so we're gonna talk about male parts. Yummy. What give me? Okay, male parts. The collectively male parts are called the androecium, like I already talked about. Individually, they're called stamens, and of course, they consist of a filament with an anther, two pairs of pollen sacs per anther, where myospores make pollen grains, and you already know that from flowers. And the female part collectively is called gynoecium. I don't know. Carpels individually, carpels can be fused to make a pistil. Not like a gun pistol, but like, what are you talking about? You already know I'm talking about biology. Why do I have to explain myself? Anyways, they can multiple carpels can be fused to make a pistil. There's one carpel for a simple pistil, two for a compound, or two more. And it has a stigma, which is like a pollen reception top. And the style is where the pollen tubes grow, and then the ovary and the ovules. Okay, well, I'm not gonna talk about that. Okay. Monocots have like here. I already talked about it, but like, okay, so I'm just gonna do this real quick. Monocots, their leaves look like this. Literally, their leaf have this venation, right? Eudicots have this venation. Pretty easy. Done. Okay. Angiosperms have this. Antipodal. Why do I have to understand antipodal? I'm just not gonna go over it. Okay. Example: pineapples are multiple fleshy. Apples are multiple fleshy and accessory. Oh, accessory. Accessory means. Okay, so if the material outside the ovary is included, then the fruit is an accessory fruit. So meaning, you know how an apple has like a little, there's like a seed, right? And then there's a little like circle, kind of like in the middle. You can see it, and there's like actually like flesh outside of it, which means it's fleshy, but it also means it's an accessory because there's like stuff. You can clearly see the divide between the necessary part of the fruit and just like the like excess part of the fruit. So yeah, orange, however, like is a whole fruit, like there's no divide or whatever, so it's simple and it's fleshy. And I don't know why pineapple is multiple. Oh, because it has multiple flowers on it. Okay, cool. And I guess strawberry is aggregate, meaning there's separate carpels. Hey sis, I don't know what that means, but it's dry. Why is it dry? Why is a strawberry dry? How are you gonna call a strawberry dry and you're gonna call a cucumber fleshy? Wouldn't be the. Why is strawberry? Oh, okay. Why now? I know why. Because the seeds are on the outside. basically. Okay, so and then the cucumber, simple fleshy accessory, and tomatoes are simple and fleshy. Okay, cool. Number 5, plant function and form. We're almost done, and rightfully so because we have like 15 minutes left. Okay. Oh, there's buzzwords. Sorry, goodness gracious. Okay, anyways, so okay, we're gonna talk about seeds, and then we're gonna talk about leaf obsidian, and then we're gonna talk about apical dominance, and we'll be done with this lab. And then we're gonna move on to fungi because I didn't get to finish that, and that's kind of scary actually. So let's go. So the growth of a seed. The radicle is the first organ to penetrate the seed coat. The primary root grows from the radical, and it goes down into the soil, and it forms root hairs and then lateral roots. So lateral roots goes like that, and then the root hairs are kind of like that. Goodness, I didn't have to draw. Okay, actually, I don't have to draw it out if I like already know what it looks like. Okay. And then the elongated or hook-shaped hypocotyl, which is kind of like the part beneath the soil, or it could be above the soil a little bit. It forms and it breaks through. So yeah, it breaks through the soil. And then the seed coat is shed, and the seed leaves, which are the cotyledons or whatever how to pronounce it, they're visible above the ground, so they form. And then after that, the hypocotyl straightens out, and the epicotyl forms primary leaves. No, the epicotyl is after the cotyledon, I think. So like the primary leaves are after that. Anyways, the first true leaves, which are the primary leaves, they form, and then the terminal bud is visible. So the terminal bud is on top. Okay, and then the main stem has nodes and internodes. I already talked about that. So the nodes are just the attachment side of the leaves, and then the internodes are the areas in between. Okay, so there's 3 types of leaves on the main stem. There's cotyledons, which are they should be yellow and withered at this point because it's an old plant, so it's kind of like baby teeth, you know. Oh, that's a good comparison. That's cool because cotyledons kind of like baby teeth. Anyways, they are yellow withered and they may have upsized or fallen off by now. They have primary leaves, which are above the cotyledons, and they have a petiole, which is like, okay, I actually have to draw this out. Okay. So, all right. So that, right? That. Oh, no, that's not right because we're talking about cotyledons, so it actually looks like this. Yeah, look at me being scientifically accurate. You couldn't correct me. You couldn't. Okay, right here, node, right? And then right here, node. Right here, internode. Got it? Got it. Okay, so these are the cotyledons or whatever, because these are the first leaves, or like the seed leaves. And then this is a primary leaf because it's a first true leaf. And then this is a petiole because it's like kind of like a little stalk that connects that to the main stem. And a simple leaf is 1 per petiole. So this is a simple leaf, right? What would be a compound leaf? It would be this. So this is a petiole, and it splits into like 3 things, and then leaf, leaf, leaf. So this would be a compound leaf. How do you know? Because it when you go to the node, you gotta look at it from the node. Once you go from the node and you go down, and there's no one specific leaf that it leads to, you know it's a compound leaf because the node leads to multiple leaves. If you can go straight from a node to 1 leaf, it's a simple leaf. Anyways, yeah, I guess. Okay, so yeah, so there's opposite leaf arrangement at the first node. See, that's why I was scientifically accurate. And then after that, it's alternate arrangement. So here, 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 so on and so forth. Okay. And then axillary bud is above the point of leaf attachment of each node. There's 1 axillary bud on the petiole of a single simple leaf, but one is for a group of for a group of compound leaves. Not each leaf has an axillary bud, and they might grow to form axillary branches. Okay, so what this means is because I already told you how to identify basically going from the petiole to the leaf itself, but another way to identify that is this axillary bud right here. What does axillary mean in medical terms? It means like armpit. So like imagine I'm holding my arm out and some like fruit grows in the middle of my armpit. That sounds nasty, but guess what? I'm in medical, so nothing's nasty to me. So that's basically what's happening to a plant. So the axillary bud is growing right here. This is a leaf. This is how you know it's a simple leaf because axillary bud leads straight to the leaf. But right here, you got oh, that's not good. Yeah, that looks like a flower. whatever, you know what I mean. Okay, you see an axillary bud right here. This is what the cutoff point. So I would say every single time you see an axillary bud, draw a box right here from the entire leaf, like the petiole. Right here, axillary bud, draw a box. If there's more than one leaf, it's a compound leaf. Okay. Let's talk about leaf abscission. Abscission is basically to drop from the trees, and it usually occurs in older leaves because there's a hormone called auxin, and it's kind of like, I like to make kind of like medical, references or like comparisons. So it's kind of like collagen. As you get older, there's less collagen in your skin, and your skin becomes less bouncy. Like, you see the skin? Yeah, this is baby skin. That's my skin from when I was a baby. Well, actually, technically not, because like I shed skin. Well, everybody does, not just me, but like everybody just kind of like has dead skin cells and they shed. So technically, it's the same skin from when I was a baby, but like not anymore. But just whatever. Leaf abscission kind of is correlated with the reduction of auxin hormone, because younger plants have auxin and the older plants have a reduction. So that's why, like, when they have less auxin and there's an abscission film. Wait, an abscission forms. I don't know what I wrote there, but just know that happens. Okay. Anyways, apical dominance is an example of correlative inhibition, which is basically when prevention of growth of one plant part by another. So like when I'm existing and I prevent so many other people from being successful and happy because of my existence, that's just haterism on their part. But I just think that's an example of apical dominance. But anyways, this is when the terminal bud, which is like the apical meristem, so like boom, right? Boom, boom, leaf, bud. There could be growth right here because each axillary bud or whatever, any bud can grow to be a flower, anything, whatever. But this can prevent the growth of the plant. Like, it could just stop growing from here. But oftentimes, you want to cut that off. Like, just cut it off like a toxic person, and when that happens, it could grow more, honestly. I think it could. But I think I gotta read up on that because I didn't go over that. That experiment. So yeah, I gotta go do that after this. Okay, we got 9 more minutes. I think I can do it. Okay, so we're moving on to the next lab. Woo. Man, I've been talking fast. I gotta get some type of award for this, for real. Anyways, we got the plant form and function part 2, and then we're gonna move on to fungi. Okay, so we got gibberellins and dwarfism. So gibberellins are a group of plant hormones known to control a variety of plant processes. Oftentimes causes growth and elongation. So many plant dwarf mutants, which can include corn, beans, and peas often, they don't respond to auxins and cytokinins, which are basically hormones that promote cell growth and, like, elongation and stuff in normal plants. They actually grow when gibberellic acid is implied. And so yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's like gibberellin's like a holy grail or something like that. Anyways, etiolation, it means it's a growth of plants in the dark. So there's increased stem elongation, poor leaf development, and lack of chlorophyll. That's how you can know. And it increases the chance of it's like it helps them with like survival, like it's like, I guess, starving yourself. I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying to like relate this to humans, and it's just not working. Anyways, the etiolation actually increases the chance of the plant reaching light before the energy stores are exhausted. So it's like kind of like depriving yourself of nutrients so that like you can go a longer time without those nutrients. And then when you get those nutrients, it's like everybody else is dead because they're so high maintenance, right? But you're so low maintenance, and so like anything makes you happy, right? But just like a sugar baby, just like a gold digger, if you spoil them, or no. Like, if you just like spoil a really humble girl, she's eventually gonna become a gold digger. That's dating advice for you. That's dating advice for you. But actually, I'm just kidding, because gold diggers, the term is being thrown around, but honestly, there's nothing wrong with a girl knowing what she wants, and if she's traditional, she should want a man that provides for her, right? and the man shouldn't be there shouldn't be wrong like anything wrong with that. Like if you're broke, just say so, you know. If she doesn't want to be, if she's just lazy and she wants to be provided for, then that's just laziness. But if she's gonna help cook, clean, provide, housekeeping, that's a job, that's actual job. And if she wants a man to spoil her and pay for that, then honestly, like, go for it, you know. That's not gold diggerism. Gold diggers, the okay, here, the difference between a gold digger and a high value woman is a gold digger will literally want you for your money, and she will like leave, right? She'll like take the money. She'll what's that song? How does that song go? Get the bread, get the head, and leave. Yeah, that song. Yeah, she does that. That's a gold digger song. But a high value woman will just she won't just take your money, but your money is supposed to be spent towards her value, and she'll be staying with you. Like she'll literally like she'll what am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying, but she'll literally like provide value to your life based off the money that you have. Okay, anyways, um, fungi. I think I already talked about all of this. Okay, yeah. So we're moving on to fungi. They're eukaryotic, multicellular, but also unicellular. They have chitin cell walls as opposed to like the cellular cell walls or whatever, and they're heterotrophic, but they absorb nutrients. They're kind of creepy. Like it's like they kind of like suck your soul, like some of those like demons, they don't like actually like eat food like humans. They don't like make their own food, but they'll just like absorb. That's just freaky to me. I don't like that. Anyways, they have spores. So yeah, spores are basically reproductive cells. They could be sexual, asexual. So yeah, their forms, they could be unicellular like yeast, and then they could also be multicellular like mycelium, right? What am I saying? Oh yeah, mycelium is a mass of hyphae, and hyphae are slender filaments. So, what does a mycelium look like? I have been dying to find out because yeah, I don't want to see that. Sorry, I accidentally looked it up. It looks like a spider web, but grosser. Anyways, so they can exist as that. Oh yeah, it is mold. Why am I doubting myself? Anyways, so the asexual spore is called a candida. It's formed on candidophores, and the asexual stage, also known as imperfect stage, occurs by fragmentation of the mycelium and the production of spores and sporangia of hyphae. So, if you break the mycelium, I guess it causes asexual reproduction. So the sexual reproduction is a perfect stage. That's weird. Anyways, it involves gametes producing gametangia, and basically all fungi go through zygotic meiosis. Okay, so let me talk about this. So sporic meiosis is plants, zygotic meiosis is fungi, gametic meiosis is animals, right? Sporic meiosis and also like all the other types or whatever can be also seen in protists. So yeah, just know that. Haploid vegetative body and diploid zygote undergoes meiosis. Okay, that's all I had written, but I'm gonna go on the slide now because there's a lot more things that I got to go over. Actually, no. Let's not do that. Let's go through my actual bio lecture notes because I know more about that than we have not talked about prokaryotes. Maybe that's the next lab. I'm more interested in that, honestly. Okay, so these are my bio notes. Hyphae, mycelium, gross. Oh, just know that they're divided into cells by septa, which are like cross walls. Septae hypha have septa. I don't think I need to know this. Anyways, let's go move on to. Do I need to know all of this? Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. I guess I don't need to know that. Okay, maybe we should look at the slide because I'm getting lost. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a type of lost vibe that doesn't really sit well with me. Okay. If we're gonna move on to fungi, I'm gonna talk about plasmogamy and karyogamy. And basically this is syngamy, which is like the fusing of cells, but it's split into two different parts, which just makes it worse because like I'm trying to have a simple, win on my test and I can't. So cells fuse their plasma membranes. Oh, Did I say I had 2 more minutes? I actually have 6 more minutes. Sorry. Wait, I said 9 minutes, like, 9 minutes before, but I meant, like honestly, I wanted to, like, stop it at 9:20 because I wanna go on the bus at 9:30, and, that test is at 10, so sorry, I have 6 minutes. I actually just, like, went off track for, like, a long time. Anyways, plasmogamy is when the cells fuse their plasma membrane, so it's like imagine if, like, 2 humans were to, like, fuse. It's just they're fusing their body, but their bones haven't fused yet, or, like, their souls haven't fused yet, I guess. So it results in dikaryotic cells if nuclei do not fuse. So it's basically like it's like a cell, but with, like, 2 nuclei, which is kinda nasty. Like, imagine if it's, like, 1 human, but, like, 2 brains, I don't know, like Frankenstein type stuff. Like, I don't know. It's just, like, really gross. But thank God it's cells and not humans because, like, I would be grossed out, and I would just stay in my house all day. I mean, I do that anyways, but I'm saying, like, if that were to happen, then I would stay in my house all day for sure. And then we have karyogamy, which is, like, second part of the syngamy. This one, the nuclei fuse. It's like when their brains and their souls and their hearts, like, fuse together. And this is what makes the zygote, like, be ready with, like, diploidism or whatever. It makes a true diploid, and it undergoes meiosis after that. There's 6 groups of fungi? Oh, no, sis. I'm not gonna Oh, okay. There's only 2 that I have to talk about, right? Or 3? Yeah. Okay, there's only 3 that we tested on lab, so that's good. I was like, 6 is not enough for 5 minutes of discussion. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Ascomyda mycota, actually, sorry. Asco should sorry, this is not me getting off track. This is me trying to find Wait, no, 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 no. Why did I do that? Well, that was helpful. Oh, okay. So Asco means leather bottle or bag or a ball, and mycota means basically fungus. So it's like a bottle fungus. Yay! Anyways, the karyogamy occurs to form a zygote, and a meiosis forms ascospores in a sac, and a sac breaks down to release spores. So basically, what it looks like is a hot dog, right? The entire hot dog has ascus, but imagine there's like a whole bunch of like bugs inside the hot dog, which are like ascospores, and apparently the hot dog breaks open and the ascospores come out. Yeah, that sounds kind of nasty. Oh, an example of ascomycota is Bulgaria. I've been there. Not really, but I don't think that's a place. Oh goodness, I'm the dumbest Asian I know. Anyways, let's go move on and not talk about that. We're gonna talk about imperfect fungi. Wait, what happened to the second one, Basidiomycota? Are we just gonna skip over that? Are we just gonna ignore that? Oh, it's after that. Okay, anyways. Imperfect fungi are fungi with no known sexual reproduction. Well, that's simple. Okay, I don't have to talk about that anymore. Candida are asexual spores again. Okay, basidiomycotes are club fungi. So they go to the club, right? Okay, Ascomycota are sac fungi. Okay, that makes sense because the hot dog thing I just said was kind of like a sac, like a spore sac or whatever. Okay, so Basidiomyca are the fun fungi, the fun guys. Okay, goodness. They include mushrooms, toadstools, shelf fungi, stinkhorns, and puffballs, and they are defined by basidium, which are club-like sporangium. What do you mean club-like sporangium? Like a club? Karyogamy. What is the difference? That's the same thing. Why did you write that down there? If it's gonna be the same exact thing. Oh, like actual clubs, like the spear type of clubs. Okay, well that's boring. Well, just it kind of does look like a club. So the basidium is like kind of like a little layer right here, and they have like little like extensions that look like clubs, and then the spores are on top of the clubs, and the spores pinch off from the club for release. So yeah, but it kind of does look like a club because it looks like a little like like spongy dance floor, and there's like little like basidio spores on there, and they're all dancing. So that's pretty cool. Oh, we gotta talk about the mushroom. We have time to talk about the mushroom? We do have time to talk about the mushroom. Okay. I don't know where my pen is. Okay, right here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. This is the cap, the pilus, and oh shoot, I didn't. It has to be anatomically accurate mushroom. Goodness. Okay, and then right here are the gills or the lamella. They look layered or like laminated, and then we have the rings, which are right here. The rings or the annulus, and then we have the stalk or the stipe, which are the different parts of the mushroom. All right, let me go back to the. Is that all I have to know? No, I gotta talk about. This isn't gonna be good. Wait, actually, here, let me close this up because I don't need this anymore. Let me pack up, and then I'll talk about. Because then after that, I'll be ready to go, and then I can talk about this a little bit more. Well, wish me luck on my exam. Oh shoot! Sorry. That's no. I don't want to repeat that. Oh bless! My phone went into do not disturb for my stream. Such a real one. You're a real one. Okay. I'm pretty much done with packing. Do I need anything else? I will. Okay. Quickly, we'll talk about lichens. Okay, so lichens are symbiotic relationship between a fungus and an alga or bacterium. So the mycobiont, which myco means fungus, is the fungus in the relationship. And the algae or the bacteria is a photobiont, and it's usually mutualistic, which is both benefit. The fungi offer shelter from the harsh environment, and the photobiont actually produces food through photosynthesis for the fungus. So it's a really healthy relationship, I hope. There's 3 forms of lichens. There's crustose, and oh, I wonder what crustose look like. No, it looks crusty, bro. It looks crusty, like you on a Friday night with nothing to do. Yeah. Wait. No, why did I lose it? Oh my gosh. That was karma for literally hating on myself. Okay. Foliose is leaf-like. And then fruticose, not fructose, fruticose is shrub-like. So fruit, I guess, shrubs. I don't know. And then I guess kind of like foliate. No, not foliate. There's something. There's a word that people talk about foliage. Foliage, yeah, I think. Yeah. Okay, anyways. Crustose is crusty. Foliose looks like a leaf on a tree. And then the fruticose looks like a shrub. And oh my gosh, is that it? Please. Okay, well I have to review the meiosis and the life forms or whatever, the life cycles when I get on the bus, but for now I'm finished. Yes, wish me luck. If I make this test, if I do go on this test, I'm gonna get a cake and then I'm gonna stream it. But yeah, I gotta go for my bus. I'm 2 minutes over, which isn't too bad because I already packed. But yeah, bye, wish me luck.